Hey, Stay. How's it going?
Hey Adam, it's good enjoying a nice London evening for hardcover number, is it 13?
14.
14! I always miss it. I should, yeah, make that kind of like a thing. How are you?
Pretty good. Just getting back into the flow of things since getting back from vacation last week.
Nice. How was Boulder? Is
It
it in
was fun.
Colorado?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like just outside of Denver. It was it's one of those places that we've heard a lot about and we've always been curious. We have like a short list of places where if we moved from Salt Lake, where would we want to move to? And that was kind of on that list. And we really liked it. We just don't like how everything is like three times the price of everything in Salt Lake City.
Wow, okay. How come it's so expensive? Is it like a hotspot or a hub or something else?
uh, I think it's just limited real estate. Like the city is not that big. And then like so one of the I guess the advantages of Boulder is that it's really close to the mountains, which is kind of like Salt Lake. It's also really close to the mountains. But then if you move to like Denver or something, you're more like half an hour away from the mountains. So you're kind of paying for that proximity, which also means smaller amount of buildable space there.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, well, I live in London, so I know that feeling.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that's
fun.
really good. Okay. Was it lots of outdoorsy stuff or like more like in city stuff?
We had a couple hikes planned, but we ended up mostly just eating and going to breweries and going to bookstores.
Nice. Well, that sounds like a great holiday.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we went to a Meow Wolf, which is this really cool interactive art installation that's like 5 stories with like hundreds of rooms, each one done by different artists, where you have like this card that you get when you start off, and it's kind of like you're playing a game, and you're as you're tapping this card at different spots, you're learning more about the world and unlocking different parts of the storyline. Really,
Wow.
really neat concept.
Okay, that sounds amazing. You have to link up after the call because yeah, that sounds great. Was it Meow Wolf?
Yeah, I think there's three of them: Denver, Santa Fe, and Las Vegas, and I think they're building one in New York.
Okay. I haven't heard about that. Sounds really intriguing. It's really nice. Yeah.
But yeah, what have you been up to lately?
Well, I have my parents visiting, and
Oh,
yeah, that's been pretty cool. It's finally gotten hot, so lots of walks, and that's pretty much yeah all I'm doing now because as I told you, and the other people don't know, but in June I'm expecting my first kid, so yeah, that's a lot of prepping. Thanks. So yeah, officially announcing the
oh, looks like Stay dropped off. Let's see if he comes back real quick.
Oops, I just dropped off in
Oh,
the middle of an announcement. Okay, here we go. All good?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been doing a lot of prep work for that, but else, yeah, doing lots of stuff, including hardcover, uh, which is going great. I think we hit a record on how fast the search went from uh, the designs we made to actually seeing it live today on the staging environment, and that's pretty freaking great.
Yeah, for don't want to gloss over the big news. Is your like house all ready, and like are you like preparing? Um, I don't. I have a feeling there's a lot of like house prep involved with bringing a kid home.
Yeah, there was a lot of house prep, but luckily I am, and my wife.
Oh, Wi-Fi issues today. I have a feeling Stay will jump back on in a sec. Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think they're doing some construction work, so it keeps cutting off. I'm hoping it's not that. They sometimes cut the cable because apparently it's like, that kind of area. But yeah, I'm hoping it's not that. But anyways, yeah, I'm really into organizing. My wife and is into organizing as well. So we Mary Kondoed the whole thing, and now it's even more organized than before. I think we kind of managed to make more room, even though uh, we brought in more stuff. But yeah, we have all the stuff, even the big stuff, because you have, you organize it and have the impression that it's only going to be like a few Amazon orders, but then it comes in waves. So it's the first order, then the first wave, then the second wave of stuff that you have to bring in. Then there's the third wave of stuff, which is stuff you haven't, you had no idea at first, but you know, you actually have to get that. So that's been actually like quite fun in a weird way because I like organizing. But yeah, to answer your question, it's all here.
Man, yeah, yeah, you've gotten rid of everything that doesn't spark joy, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I did. We got rid of lots of clothing, lots of stuff, and I still have some, which I don't know has more sentimental value, I guess. But it's probably gonna go in the next couple of months. I'm really on a serious like mission to edit the stuff I'm surrounded by. So that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, feeling ready, which is
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I I think like whenever I feel like a sense of relief whenever I like have a ton of stuff I'm getting rid of and like take it to Goodwill or something. It just feels like the house is lighter with less stuff in it.
Exactly, yeah, that feeling of a lighter house, like having, a little bit of like air in between your objects. Yeah, it feels weirdly good. And yeah, would you say you are a collector or on the, let's say, on the hoarder spectrum, more towards the hoarder, or more towards the like heavily like editing?
I I'd put myself pretty close on the minimalist side. Like
Okay,
I just redid my desk. I actually got a new like Apple Cinema monitor for as like a birthday present to myself, and
nice.
cleaned up my desk space, and now it's like, you know, three or four things on it besides my computer, and then
Oh
my
wow.
wife's desk is like tons of stuff.
Well, yeah,
So
tons of stuff is also good sometimes. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm in between. Like, I like to get stuff. If you can see behind me, I have like a collection of like really small things that are just like sitting there. And of course, plants, my fern, really proud of it. So yeah, maybe something in between. But I do appreciate, the minimalistic approach on stuff. It's really hard to nail, and it does. It's good. It gives you a good feeling.
yeah, are are you and your wife like on the same page for minimalism, or does one of you tend to like
Yeah.
want more or less?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, it depends. I mean, we've been trying to like style up the things. There was that like really minimalistic wave that came like, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago, where it was all like throw everything in your house. You can like have all beige objects and feel serene in the middle of, your very tranquil place. So at that point, I think we were doing that, but because of that, as a reaction, I think right now we're in a place where we feel the need to like zhuzh up things and get
Mm,
more style, more color, more like personality and everything. And that's really good because, if you start from that slate where you're like getting rid of stuff and then trying to add on top of it while making the assessment. Is this good? Does this fit like aesthetically in the whole thing? I mean, and most importantly, do I like it? I think do I like it is a big one. Got lots of stuff that, you know, gives the whole, like the core, I guess, eclectic feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been
Yeah, yeah.
watching Queer Eye, and the part I like most is when Bobby does the home uh, redecoration, because I mean some of those ideas, they're freaking great. I mean, I'm always, yeah, in awe of like how something can change.
Yeah. Whenever they use wallpaper, I'm like, wow, I need to think about using wallpaper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can go so wrong with it in so many ways, but if you actually go right with it, well, I guess that's like most things in life. I mean, using something
Mhm.
correctly, yeah, really pays off, I guess. But yeah, some stuff I've been just like mind blown on that show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that I kind of love doing whenever I'm doing like major changes around the house is I'll use like physical graph paper and like measure out the proportions of a room and like cut out little paper cutouts for the sizes of the things in the room and like use that to move it around and like experiment with layouts. That way
Wow.
I can like see like, okay, how is this room gonna look after I put the couch here and the desk here and that's kind of how we got this room to the way it is. It was like uh, me pitching a lot of ideas to my wife and her saying, yeah, yeah, let's go with that one.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's a great. I mean, and the room looks really cozy. I actually do that in Figma. I have like uh, scale model. So yeah, I totally get that thing, but I haven't like heard about. Is it that like little squared paper and you just
Yeah,
cut it out?
yeah.
Wow, that's great. I love that.
I,
That's, yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
I
That's
just have
actually
like
pretty
a
good.
plastic bag with like all of the like a Ziploc bag of like every piece of furniture in our house basically to scale.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's actually great. I love having that. Yeah, that's really nice. Nice. What do you think about today? What should we be talking about on the hardcover side? Do you have something that you want to focus on?
um, I was kind of curious to just talk about the kind of the implemented staging search
Uh-huh.
and talk about like anything we want to potentially change before like I still have some work to do on it, so I think it would be a good time to kind of get feedback before it like put the finishing touches on it. And I have a couple ideas for a couple different parts and a couple thoughts I have on it, but I think that would be kind of a good place to start the discussion.
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. I can
How should we
probably
do it?
share
Yeah.
and then we can talk through this. Let's see. Curious what sharing on my new monitor is going to look like. If it's going to be too small,
Oh yeah.
probably have to make things bigger.
Ah, look
So
at that. Yeah, I love that resolution. We can test like higher resolutions now. I mean, since we're both working
yeah,
on laptops, we only had like that width. So I'm curious how it renders on a bigger width.
yeah. This is yeah. I have to get it like what about like that big before it really starts like using the full container. But yeah.
Okay. Usually, how do you, on this monitor, how do you keep things? Do you keep the browser window full width usually, or do you have like multiple windows that you just like reposition?
Um, sometimes I'll
Yeah,
do
like that.
two. Like I'll do like one
Mm,
here and one here. But
okay.
and then I just use this app called Divi with hotkeys for like positioning or like this thing, which allows me to like set the width
Ah,
of
so
it
that,
to like
okay.
2/3. Or I have like hotkeys for like if I just want to do it for half.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh, very, very cool little app.
Yeah,
But usually full screen.
nice.
Um, so yeah, we're not making any major changes right now for this page, other than like accessibility, performance, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think aside from the search, which we'll get into, the only thing I've really changed on this page is that I'm making these parts not use motion in anymore. Um, Mostly because uh, with this changing to a server rendered page, it looks empty for a longer period of time before they actually come in. So
Gotcha.
like everything else will still have frame or motion to animate in, but these four would
Mm-hmm.
appear immediately, if
Yeah,
that's
well,
okay.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And yeah, so we talked about like using Command K to bring up the search modal, and let me open up some notes to take these in the other window here.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess starting from the basics here, uh, the positioning on this, I just put it right at the top. But do you think that's good, or do you think we need to like move it a quarter down or some percentage down?
Well, it
Because right now,
could
if you
be
start
maybe,
typing,
yeah. Yeah, it's
one of
got
the
a
issues I
good,
had is when,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it would like, as soon as I typed, it would like move up. While if it's anchored to the top, then this part will stay in the same position when you start getting results in.
Yeah, that's great. I think the padding works. Visually, I mean, on this resolution, maybe it's a bit up, but on the one I tried it sits like where it should. So I don't mind it. I was thinking to put it just below the header, but I think it works like right up there, up top.
Cool. And let's see.
Look, there's a
So
French book. The French edition is first. They call this
yeah,
Dossier. Nice.
let's see. So right now, in the mockups, there's the idea of having like different tabs for like authors and other things. And I'm thinking for this first phase, it would just be books. That would probably be the easiest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Which made me think maybe we should just get rid of the tab altogether, especially on mobile, where once there's a keyboard, um, like on keyboard, you only see with the keyboard up, you'll see about from where the top of this row is to the top of the screen. So you only see these two results right now once the keyboard's up.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we can get rid of it until we have the authors. What's cool about this is that when you type an author name, it would actually show you the books by that author, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I tried it. And any type of keyword you write, even if it's like mistyped, it actually shows you the right book.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
type
that's
book.
great.
Yeah. It it features the ones that have them in the title first, and then it starts to go down to the ones with them as the author, which makes me think that we'll probably have to do like I think one of the nice parts about Algolia is that as people start searching for things and then clicking on results, those results will raise in like those results will move to the top. So if everyone searches for Sanderson and then clicks on Mistborn, then eventually this will be the top result for Sanderson.
Nice. Okay, so it's doing all that ranking
Yeah.
automatically in the background. That's great. Yeah. I was gonna ask if it actually can show the most popular the results first, but if with search it will actually do that, um, that's better. Is there a way to actually show the books with most readers, or which have the, yeah, I guess most readers would be like the best metric, but maybe also reviews or that that kind of thing
Yeah,
in show up first in search?
yeah. So I'm gonna pull over some code here. Oh wait, does it show up?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, all good.
So uh, so this is kind of how it ranks what's shown. So it, in addition to like how similar it is to the text you're searching for, these are the fields that it searches within, and then this is what it uses to optimize its sorting after it finds similar things. So users count is the number of users who have saved that book in any way, shape, or form, whether it's the want to read or read, and then it's the number of people who have rated it, the number of activities, and then it's the rating from high to low.
Nice. Okay. Wow, this is really comprehensive. Is this the Ruby or Algolia or both?
Yeah, this is the Algolia search gem for Ruby,
Wow, okay.
and one of the really neat things that this allows is this is our Algolia interface, and so it created like this. They call them like an index of everything that you've
Mm-hmm.
created, and it created this like sample advanced search based on just importing data. I didn't build this at all, um, and it has this idea of faceting, faceting. So it's like narrowing down the results by these things on the left. So like you can narrow it down by genre, fantasy, and it's already filtered all of them down, or like has audiobook or
Wow, okay.
mood funny, and now it's like down to Harry Potter Hitchhiker's Guide.
Nice. This is great. This is the first time when it really feels like a huge win to have our own book data, our own database that we can uh like yeah, do this with. Uh if we didn't, if we just fetch results from Google Books, I mean, I'm assuming that couldn't be done.
Yeah, definitely not. And this is something that I've seen come up a bunch on the Goodreads subreddit. It's people
Mm-hmm.
asking for like an advanced search. Like I want to search for books that are this genre and maybe this release date. Like I want to get the most popular fantasy books in the last 5 years, things like
Yeah.
that. And I think there's an option. Um, like there are other options for parameters as well for like uh, rating within a range or number of readers within a range as well.
Nice.
So this kind of got me thinking about our like standalone search page. If we wanted to, we could make something even more elaborate for that page.
Okay, what are you thinking? What should we throw in there?
Um, I feel like uh, genres and maybe like if it has, it wouldn't be like this, but like if it has audiobook or an ebook available, maybe
Uh-huh.
moods and tags.
And this would be a thing you can search by. So you would be able to maybe tap something or activate something or do something that allows you to filter with those parameters.
Yeah, something in like on desktop when you click on like see all results. extra S there. When you see all results, that would go to kind of a page like this that's like
Mm-hmm.
pre-filled with what you're currently searching for. So it would show up like this, and then you could start like narrowing it down from there.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think we can do something like that maybe with the things we are, or the same layout that we're using on the list page to filter and sort things.
Hmm.
Maybe. I'm thinking how it would work for mobile because for desktop, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely we can put that sidebar in, but for the full search page on mobile, I'm thinking maybe we can use the actual like book drawer or actually the drawer to like
Hmm.
do some of those actions.
Yeah. Kind of like the, what was it, like the review in the book page, that like filter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where the
Yeah.
drawer opens up and it offers you, because I was thinking of how to like place those buttons because it's gonna be like probably like either lots of checkboxes or things like that.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be cramped on mobile if you're gonna go to that page because on mobile we won't have the fast search. Um, we can even like strip it down. So on mobile you can't like search by though using those parameters, but it would also be nice to have them. So yeah, maybe I can find a way to integrate those so they show up well on mobile too.
One
I'm
other thought
wondering,
I
yeah,
had was like a sidebar flyout kind of thing as well. Like, something where you click on like a button. Actually, I thought about
uh-huh.
that. This is more for navigation, but I think we were
Yeah, it could be a
we
thing.
were we were exploring that for the book button as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either a button or a sidebar.
Yeah, that works. Definitely. Let's find some criteria. What you mentioned was pretty good for like a starting version. It was the has audiobook and genres.
Yeah, we can. Here are the things that we can filter by. So we can filter by, yeah,
Moods,
genre,
content
moods,
warnings.
content warnings, author names, contribution types, which is like author, illustrator, narrator.
Mm,
Um,
nice. Okay. So you'd search for an author, you'd see if they are actually, let's say Brandon Sanderson has a side hustle translating things. You only want to see the books that he translated. You'll tick that, and you only see the books that he translated, right?
right.
Okay.
And then, yeah,
Attribution types. Yeah.
compilation, which is like, is this is this a standalone thing, or is it part of a larger book? Um, like if you're getting the Sandman volumes 1 through 5, that's a compilation of 1 through 5. So you can say, I only want compilations, or I don't want compilations.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
Well, those are all good. Cover color. Wow. Oh,
that
okay. Can you get the cover color?
that was just a funny one I added just to see if it would work. And uh, I don't know how accurate it is though. Like the algorithm that I'm using to get a color, I don't know if it's quite there
I-
yet. Let me see
Is
if
it
I do
the
red.
same thing we're using to get the color from the book cover for the backgrounds?
Yeah, it just
Nice.
runs that through. Yeah. So yeah, this is like searching for red covers. Are
Okay,
there?
those are pretty red. Red, red. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're all
Well,
red.
how about like um, blue?
Blue should be okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like
Oh,
it's
this is
better.
gonna be, yeah, this is gonna be a hack for Buckle. Huge hack.
Yeah, I just realized you could do that, and I thought, well, might as well add that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love this stuff. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty accurate.
um, cool. So yeah, having that, and one way we could do it is like we could, well, for starters, I'll probably like implement it so that for the first release, when you click see all results, it's still just going to show these 30 results, and then it's going to have infinite scroll, and it's going to be on its own page,
Hmm,
and that'll be kind of
nice.
the V1. So this will be like for after we get this all out, after we um, make sure it's working. This will be
Yeah,
like a future iteration for this new page.
yeah, that's great. I mean, this is already a huge improvement, and so the our readers asked us for that. I already saw some like really enthusiastic people in the supporters channel being really happy that we're releasing this. So I tried it. The command K is really good, so it's gonna really power up the search. I was wondering, there's a sidebar there. Styling sidebars, I know it's been an issue for us. Could we have like something that automatically stylizes that sidebar the way we want to? I know Eugene had some work done on the feed scroll bars at some point, or just like take it out because on some devices that sidebar might show up a lot chunkier. Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Do you mean
Uh,
this thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. On Apple, it's pretty nice, but I've seen it on other browsers, and it might just be like a chunky piece of like thing like floating around, which is not even in the theme of the site. So I'd be okay with removing it, or if we can style it. I was gonna search for something that does it as globally, so globally on the whole website, our style bars are looking like this. I haven't found a good solution, but maybe if you search for one, I'm gonna actually
Yeah.
ask GPT as well.
Yeah, I
Uh,
yeah, it does look out of place. It's so bright right now.
yeah, minor detail, but yeah,
Yeah.
on some browsers it might be like really, really, really not that subtle.
Yeah. Like I'd almost like it to just be like blend in with like a very notable indicator for where you are based on the
Yeah,
based on
that'd
the
be
color.
nice. Yeah, sidebars are such a like. It's good, but it's like a design element that looks. I haven't seen something look so different on so many devices. I think if there's like a feature of a browser, that's the sidebar. It comes like for every like scroll you have, and scrolls are everywhere. So yeah, you have a sidebar everywhere.
Yeah. One one thing I noticed with this is kind of how things wrap, and I still haven't added like the book button. That'll be
Mm-hmm.
probably one of the last things I add.
Yeah.
And that'll be probably one of the most tricky parts of it because this
Mm.
data is coming back from Algolia, and then we need to make another request to the server to get back the data for the current user about each of these books.
Okay. Just a question from a usability perspective. Do you think it would be annoying if you'd actually have to visit that book page to mark it as one to read? It might be. I mean, I'm like on the edge with this interaction because it might be easier to just go from the search to the book page. If you had like a really easy way to go back, that would be really neat so that you don't
Oh
lose
yeah,
the context.
yeah.
But
Like if
just going, yeah,
yeah, like if you click on search again, it pre-populates it with your last search.
yeah,
If you click here, it takes you to that page. Then you click search again, it pulls it up to where you left it off.
mm-hmm. Yeah, or there could be like a way of going back but going back to the search with the pre-filled, with those same results,
Yeah.
maybe we wouldn't need to add the book button. You would just, I mean, even now, I think the most common use case is you hear about the book, you search its title, author, whatever, you see it in that list. Whether you tap the book button from there or you tap the book and you tap the book button next, it's a 1 second interaction at most, but it takes you out of the search. But of course, if you're searching for something and you're done searching, you would want to go to the book page. So you wouldn't want to stay in search. You'd want to go to the book page, mark it as one to read. The question is, would you want to do anything else afterwards with the same search? So if we're taking you out, you're like, crap, okay, I had my search there. What's going on? I have to redo this thing. I'm thinking it might not be annoying because when you search, the finality of that is that you just want to go on the book page and mark that book as one to read once you find it. But I don't know.
Yeah. And one of the things that this will do, it looks like there's a bug in it right now, but if you clicked on, like if you searched for Ender's Game and you clicked on Ender's Game, what would happen is that this would close and it would take you to that book page. And then when you click on this again, it would populate with the thing that says recent searches, and the top one would be Ender's Game. And if you hit down enter, it would take you to that page again, or you could click on that row.
Well, that sounds,
So
yeah.
so it's one additional step compared to if it pre-populated it to the total search results, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it handles both cases. Like when it makes it one more click rather than typing the entire search.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, I don't think like anyone would be bothered if we had the recent searches and they would just have to go tap, tap, tap. I'm not think that's not a costly interaction. Would there be, I don't know, any other reasons for you to want to stay in the search rather than just going to the book page and marking it as one to read? Would you want to, in the same search, maybe mark several books as one to read? That's the only thing I'm thinking where it could be
Yeah.
uh, mildly annoying, but mildly, I mean, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're going to do like all parts of a series, like want to read, want to read.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good case. So it's
And
part of a series. What if we, I mean, there's like more ways to go by it, I guess, because if you're on a series page and you see the other books in the series, I'm guessing you can just like go on every book page and tap the one to read. Uh, it wouldn't be like as easy as just tapping it in the search, but yeah, I'm thinking if it's like way to uh there's also that. I mean, there's also like quick preview that we can add. Maybe if we actually implement the book button with the drawer coming in from the bottom and the drawer has some info about that book.
yeah.
So not well, if we don't show the book button, but actually like tapping on the book would bring up the drawer with the, yeah, kind of something like that, but with also with the book statuses. So if you want to read that book, you can do it from that drawer, but the button doesn't appear there. Well, yeah, that would actually mean the same thing for from a dev perspective, right? Yeah, you'd have to get that context.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, because right now we get rid of that button on mobile, like our it looks like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this little but
Yeah.
we don't show that on mobile, which makes sense because it's only a hover state thing. But yeah, would we? It feels like on mobile we don't need it because like you're kind of just navigating to the book.
Hmm.
That'll be. I think that'll be fast enough.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
if
the
we
desktop.
can, yeah, um, if we can make it so that it functions really snappy with that context, but I'm guessing it would be like really costly to have that book button context for each book in the search, right? Would it slow it down?
It's so I haven't implemented it. I've been trying to rack my brain around how I'm going to actually do that. And I have a theory on how it's going to behave, but it would for sure, like any way you look at it, the results that are going to come back from Algolia are going to need to come back before we query our database to get your status for a book. So there's
Mm,
going to be a time when you see the results without your status for every book.
okay.
So it's like we might need like a loading status for the book button and also for match percentage, because in that same query we'll also get the match percentage for every book for you, and
Okay.
potentially like others of your friends who have also read that book. All of that will be coming back on this like secondary query.
Okay, gotcha. Uh, that looks straightforward enough, but I'm guessing, I mean, if we can avoid it and maybe just go directly to the book page, maybe that would be like an easier way to do it. Even with the match percentage, you can go to the book page, see your match percentage. I mean, if you find an easy way to do it without
Oh yeah.
making it slower, I think the snappiness of it is the main goal here, and
Yeah.
to have that extra layer of, I guess, context would be the
Yeah.
secondary concern. The snappiness, in my mind, is like the biggest thing here, because if it doesn't load fast, or even if stuff keeps loading for a while, I think it's still gonna appear like to not be as fast, and you'll have lots of other things you're gonna wait uh, to load. So I'm
Yeah, that's
guessing
true.
one option would be to just like leave those on the book page. It would make things definitely easier, and you won't see stuff loading up and flicking after while it's being fetched in the background. So after you made the search, the results appear. You're, oh look, now I can like browse through all these, and then stuff appears. Okay, you've read this. You've uh, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one way of doing it where uh like as we're loading all of that data, like as we're loading their status for every book that shows up in the results here, and as we're loading that match percentage, we could be like saving that. So like, maybe like as they type, you know, am I, as we've already loaded it. So like they keep typing, and then by the time like they've typed a couple more letters before they realize the results are already in, and by that time we've already loaded it and we're showing it already like pretty immediately. So it's one of the things I wonder about is like, will it be so fast that by the time they've realized the results are loaded, we already have their book status? But I feel like the only way to know that is to like implement it and then use it and
Yeah.
see how slow it is or how fast it is.
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe it's fast enough. I mean, if it's that fast, even a bit slower than that, it should be good. The main thing I think we have to worry about here is not making an experience which is like really snappy and really fast, which is like really high in terms of quality, appear slow.
Yeah,
So if we do that,
yeah,
I'm guessing, if you can pull that off, definitely it's a good one. And yeah, you maybe want to know if you read a book. This is another use case. You search for a book, maybe you don't remember reading it because you have another 200, 300 books in your want to read that year, and you actually want to know if you marked it as want to read before going to the book page. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But it still falls secondary, I think, to the main purpose, which is finding results really, really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I'll probably try implementing it and sharing it in the supporters channel this week, and we can see like how it feels from a um, yeah, speed standpoint.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
and
sounds really good.
yeah, and I think the solution that we'll use on search will also be able to use that on things like lists pages and other pages where we get a lot of book info all at once. Um, with the new structure of hardcover for like this page and some future pages, we're going to be loading things in a different way. Like before, like when a page loads, we would just hit the database and get everything about that book, everything about that user's interaction with that book. Now we're kind of breaking those apart, and the server is going to provide everything about the book, and then from the website directly to our database, we're getting the user's interaction with that book. So we're breaking it up into two calls, um, and we're trying to do like really aggressive caching of those calls so that they will be fast. But yeah, it's uh, still in progress. So I think seeing it in action will determine if it works or not.
Yeah, really soon, really soon. It's gonna get really snappy. We're gonna have a snappy situation. Well, it's already snappy, so uh, yeah, that sounds great. I'm wondering for this search, if you'd search for, let's say, fantasy, would you be able at some point, not in the first iteration, find other readers that read fantasy or who have, yeah, lots of books tagged with a certain genre in their library?
Yeah, yeah. I think like when we implement that, it won't be using Algolia, so we'll be using like a straight database query for that. And yeah, I'm wondering like how we will want to do that because we could do either of those things. We could have it optimized by number of readers who have read fantasy. We could have it be people who most recently read a book tagged with fantasy. We could have it
Yeah,
be like readers that most recently joined that read a fantasy book. Yeah, there are a lot of options there, and we could choose any of them. But yeah, as soon as we choose one of them, that's the ordering.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's good to think about. I'm guessing
Yeah.
over here, yeah, you'd maybe want to see people who you're really passionate about, let's say, an author or uh, tag, or maybe let's say what would be the most common a genre. But I'm guessing that would be a bit misleading. You'd find like if you type in fantasy, maybe you'd find like 100,000 people who read fantasy ordered by any of those criteria you mentioned.
And
um what would be the goal here? You want to find some people that read the same things as you, so you can look in their library and find books from someone who's like really on inspiration in that area, I'm guessing.
yeah,
So
it it kind of makes me wonder if the place that someone would go for that is less search and more like they would find a book they really like, and they would be like filtering
mm-hmm.
down the reviews based on because the reviews
Yeah,
are going to be like these are the people with the highest match percentage to you for this book.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
this way
that's
we're
actually a
kind of
good. Mm-hmm.
yeah
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that
Since
the
yeah,
user to user discovery part is still one I'm very like iffy on how we do it because
yeah,
it's a hard problem.
it's a hard problem. I feel like it's the one we have to crack. Why? I don't know why. But I feel like this is our problem. I think this is like the whole thing. The reader to reader or reader to author, maybe even. Uh, or let's say one of the things that we have to crack. But yeah, it's really interesting. But you're right. I think through reviews, it's a really good way to discover like that exact thing that we're interested in. So yeah, that's good. That's good. If we get the book page in that in exactly this configuration, it should be really easy to find people with similar tastes that you can take inspiration from. Because I guess that's like the bottom line of it.
Yeah. Finding book friends and
Yeah.
one of the ways that people have that came up in interviews for finding book friends is also by location. So finding people
Mm,
close to you, like within a certain radius that are on hardcover.
yeah. How would that happen? Would that happen through search? Would that happen through where's a place where I mean you list your location on your profile for that exact same reason. But
Yeah, it would almost be like we would add something to this search that
okay.
also does it by like location or something.
Okay, that's great. Wait, I was just looking because I have a new search. If you go back to Figma, there's a new supporters page, which is under Find Readers. Yeah, that's right. And we can add it on those filters, I guess. Yep.
Yeah, most similar recently. Yeah,
And there's also like filters on, yeah, I think we'd have to choose between like this filters and this. So you know, it actually you can sort readers by similarity, and the filters maybe can be uh, about when they signed up, or they could be one filter could be location.
yeah,
So that could be it, maybe. It would be approximate. Right now, we're storing location as a text field, right?
yeah. Uh, we're not geolocating that in any way. It's just a text
Yeah,
field.
yeah. We don't know your location if you're watching this. It's just like what you provided, just the place. For me, it's London. I mean, hard to find me, I guess, with just that bit of info.
Yeah, and that's probably what we would do. We would keep it a like the city or the zip code or in general general. What's like the UK equivalent to zip code? Would it be like
Well, it is actually like the zip code. So I'm in SE1.
okay?
So the full zip code is usually two parts. So it's SE1, which is Southeast one, and Southeast London one. So each region has its two-letter number, and then two-letter code, and then a number. So I'm Southeast London one, which is yeah the zone, and then there's another set of letters which pinpoints your location, so you can get my exact same building with the six-letter number. But if you only have SE1, you kind of know. So I could say I'm in SE1. Are there any other readers in SE1? You want to go to Tanner Park and do a reading party on Saturday and do that kind of stuff. So does it work the same in the US? Can you like narrow it down or
Yeah, there's some lookup table. There are a couple ways of doing it. One of them is that if you have someone's zip code, you can get the center location for a zip code, the latitude, longitude, and then there's an algorithm to get the distance between two latitude longitudes, which is a pretty efficient way of doing things. So that would be one way. The easiest way would be that we store people's latitude longitude in the database, and then they can provide, like, we could default that latitude longitude based on whatever they type in that location field, and then we would give them an
Okay.
opportunity to refine it. So it would like pull up a map and they can drag their pin somewhere else on the map, but it would start off wherever Google Maps says that string exists.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, yeah, definitely. Location is a pretty good one, I'm guessing, for book clubs especially. That would be like a really like good use case for giving someone's location, at least approximate. I mean, not their exact location, of course. You wouldn't want to like put your home address, but
Exactly.
like I'm in this neighborhood because even in London, for instance, if you're in South London, the chances you're gonna go to like a book club or reading somewhere in like North London, depending on where it is. I mean, of course, you can go there, but sometimes it's a 1.5 hour train rides, or bus rides, or even car ride up to there. So you're not gonna go there. You usually like stay local. So just getting those rough coordinates might be interesting, or at least the city. Yeah, you live in uh, whatever city you're in, and you want to find other readers.
Yeah.
That's unlikely to happen, I'm guessing, with like any app right now.
Yeah.
Reddit asks for location, right?
I don't. I don't know. I don't
Do
think
they?
so.
I'll have to check.
Or I
They
don't even know.
might.
I don't feel like it's listed on my profile, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, it might not be.
I'm curious
Yeah,
though.
nice. But search is coming up great. It's gonna be a great experience once it's out. After to give all the people an ETA on when we can get this in the live on the live website. After we do the yeah round of fixing the bugs, I guess. And yeah, all the linking up the things in this search, it should be ready to go, right? In the first version.
Yeah, I have quite a few things still to do with it. Mostly not related to search. Mostly just like uh, we're as part of this, we're also upgrading from the from Next.js's pages directory to Next.js's app directory, and trying to do that in a way where some pages will use the app directory, like the ones I'm converting, which is just going to be like a handful to start, and the rest of the pages on the website will use the pages directory. So there's a couple, and then we're also updating the book button to use the new book button. It's not going to be the full book button for starters. Like it won't have the ability to select dates read. Like that part will still exist in the current modal. So it'll start off with just the book button changing, and I think so. Yeah, search, book button, Next.js 13, and speed improvements are kind of all rolled into this release. So I think that release probably looking at another 2 weeks for, and then
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's there's a lot of
hopefully.
yeah, there's a lot of changes, especially with the Next.js app directory. But this is gonna be a good refactor. I'm always like wary of refactors, but this was a huge one, even like by their standards. I mean, it's a whole like React overhaul, as far as I can see from my place as mostly like a designer.
Yeah.
But it seems like quite a big deal, like a paradigm shift in how things are done. I've seen lots of PHP memes going around, like Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I've
I'm guessing it's
I've
pretty
been
good. I mean, yeah.
yeah. It's one of the things that it's making it very clear is that when the initial version of Hardcover was created, I was learning React as we were building it, and so like when you load a page on Hardcover right now on production, it effectively just loads all the JS you'll need for the entire app. Like, when you load a random page, it loads like the component to edit a review, even if you're not even logged in. It loads everything about the book status button, even if you're not logged in. So there's like all of this JavaScript that's being sent to the user that they just will never use. So part of this release is narrowing that down and only sending what they will actually use.
Wow.
And so it's going to go from like 500K for the first load to like 100K, hopefully.
Wow. Okay. That's huge.
And so I think that'll be kind of one of the trickiest parts to get right, because it'll mean like kind of digging into individual parts where there are kind of memory leaks and
Mm,
component leaks in the app.
yeah.
So but I'm kind
Yeah.
of just doing that on the template for starters, and then if we get the template done and like the home page and like the blog pages, then we can kind of slowly improve all the rest of the pages in the app over time.
Yeah. That sounds great. I mean, we also are overhauling how we're doing things in design. So I'm also planning to do the components, the even the more complex components based on our UI library in the design. And now in the designs, I'm also using exclusively like componentized versions.
Mm,
So
nice.
once we get that, if we can get it up, if we can like sync design with what's going on in development, that'd be great. We still have like a lot of things
Yeah.
to work on, but there's lots of like momentum because we have all that stuff developed and
Yeah. I think it makes me think maybe we should start like a Google spreadsheet of like every component and then every variant and size for that component. And then we can start like checking off which of them have been implemented and which of them haven't. And yeah,
yeah,
because
that'd be nice. Maybe we can start a GitHub issue actually about it and yeah, see how it goes. Lots of stuff in the pipeline. I was also playing with the new email tool, and I know that's not a priority, but I'm very excited how that's going. Uh, yeah, lots of stuff on the design side. I was working on the support pages and generally like improving the navigation for all the other like pages we have that are right now in the footer, but maybe yeah, we should surface better. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff for me as a designer and for you as a developer, I'm sure, and for us as like product people.
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I think this is a good discussion for the day. I have some things to work on search, but I'm having fun with it, so it's been a fun project.
that's good. That's good. That's perfect. Well, yeah, we'll like get that
Yeah.
wrapped up and shipped soon. So that's very exciting. Okay, well
Cool.
then we're gonna
Well,
leave everybody until hardcover number 15, which I'm sure I'm gonna name hardcover 16 or 14. But yeah, until next time.
sounds good. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.